that suggests that the zero that was found in one of the Bakshali manuscripts was written in Sharda script. So that is how we date it back to the third century. This was also known as Siddha Matrika before the 11th century. Then it became more popular as Sharda Lipi. So you will at many places you will also find Siddha Matrika mentioned. So that is because it was known as Siddha Matrika before the 11th century. Yes, we can go ahead. So these are some of the birch bark writings, manuscripts, and the some stone inscriptions on the last picture. So, and there are some coins that have Sharda Lipi engraved on it. So even this Sharda Lipi was not only restricted to any particular religion. Even uh, the people from the Islamic community also in Kashmir used Sharda Lipi. So that the last picture that you see, this was, I think, this is a tomb or some grave which has Sharda Lipi engraved on it. So this was not restricted to any religion. That is also we can see the how it was used by all the religions across. Yes, Rakesh. So, what you see on the left is the Ma Sharda's murti on the. It is from well belonging to 10th century, and what on your right you see is this is called Malani. The entire structure, the entire body of the Ma is written made using the Sharda Lipi, basically. So the original picture, which was made, was used using Brahmi Lipi, but this is one of our students earlier. She has made this picture using Sharda Lipi, what you see on the right. So these are all the akshars of Sharda Lipi, and she has made this picture using that goddess Sharda. So that, as I said, this date backs to third century as per the carbon dating. Uh, so even Kalhana in his 12th century, when in his Raj Tarangini, so he mentions how this Sharda is how important the Sharda Lipi is. So basically, you will see most of the manuscripts.
Sorry.
Yes, so most of the manuscripts that we found are written in Sharda Lipi, and now uh, this is how the knowledge flow. As we know, the knowledge flows from Kashmir. The Kashmir being the fountainhead of knowledge, and all the manuscripts written in Sharda Lipi consists of a plethora of knowledge that has not, there is a missing link that has not come flowed down to the entire India, I would say. So that missing link that we have is Sharda Lipi, because the manuscripts, the documentation that has happened, the history, that is all hidden in these books and documents and manuscripts written in Sharda Lipi is not available to everyone, because we don't know how to read and write Sharda Lipi. So that is why we are we say that the importance of Sharda Lipi is it's very very important in terms of knowing the history, knowing our the scriptures, reading our script, understanding our scriptures is all. This is all because if we don't know Sharda Lipi, it won't be possible, and that is why we try and we are fighting for this Lipi to be come back again and we all learn it. So yeah, that is what I just mentioned before, how important it is. 1500 how where all it was used, and the mother script of Gurumukhi, Takri and Siddham is also Sharda Lipi, the main system of writing Kashmiri as well as Sanskrit. So even though the Kashmiri was written in Sharda Lipi, but most of the manuscripts that we find now, 90% of the manuscripts are written in Sanskrit.
Okay.
Yes, we can go ahead. So far, what Sharda Lipi we have what we want to achieve from this mission, that we have been running this NGO from around 10 years now, and our mission has always been to revive Sharda Lipi and get it back to its glory. We have been transliterating manuscripts. So far, we have transliterated many manuscripts, which has and we have some Sanskrit scholars also working with us continuously, who are continuously doing working, reading, and transliterating the manuscripts with us. Uh, we have digitized. We have what we have achieved in the previous years, that earlier the Sharda Lipi was written with hands. The whatever work we used to do was handwritten, but in the year of 2020, we have come up with a font called Satisar font. So now we can type Sharda Lipi on our keyboards as well, and on your Android devices as well. Uh, yes. So this is the achievement of the CST so far. We have taught more than 6,000 students. And as I was saying, the Sanskrit scholars that are working with us, we are 300, 400 students that are working with us and working on the manuscripts majorly. We have been training students from 2017 onwards, and our material is available on YouTube as well. And you can go and search our teaching material. You will find that on YouTube. Plus, we have released some books on Sharda Lipi. Three books. One and two is majorly on the letters of Sharda, akshars of Sharda Lipi, and the third one is how to read and write Sharda Lipi in Kashmiri. So that is the third book that we launched recently in 2020. We were founded as NGO in the year 2020, and we released this. The font I was saying, the Satisar font, was also released in the year 2019. Yes, and we also have a bi-monthly journal, the magazine Matrika, which is completely written in Sharda Lipi. So you can just subscribe to our Matrika magazine, and you'll be receiving through emails the magazine. Yeah, so we have collaborated with many institutes in the past. Indica courses, we have conducted 3, 4 courses with them. We have been doing courses with Vyoma Labs earlier. In fact, most of the Sanskrit scholars who are working with us now are from are what we got from Vyoma Institute. So they have been working us from past 4, 5 years now, and we had an online workshop with the Australian National University also. It was a 4-day course. So we have been teaching students globally as well. And so far, we have been receiving a very good response when it comes to Sharda Lipi. We have recently collaborated with the institute here in Pune, the Bhandarkar Oriental Institute of Research, where we conduct workshops to teach students who are particularly working on the Sharda manuscript. Yes, these are some testimonials that we have received from our students in the past. This is the bi-monthly journal that I was talking about, Matrika. In the middle, then we have the books that I was saying. Book 1 and 2 are the Sharda Akshars, the Sharda letters, and the third is how to write Kashmiri in Sharda Lipi. And this is the keyboard that I was talking about, the Satisar keyboard, where you can type in Sharda Lipi directly, or you can convert your Devanagari Lipi to Sharda. So you can download this on from the Google Play Store, the Satisar app. But I would suggest once you learn Sharda Lipi, only then you download that app. Otherwise, what happens when we have the app, you will tend to always find try to write on the keyboard, and then the learning it hampers the learning process as well. So basically, when you're done learning Sharda Lipi, you can download the Satisar app and then practice on that. So these are some of the recognitions that Core Sharda team has received in the past. We had been invited by the film actor Anupam Kher. He appreciated the work that we have done so far. and he supports us in this journey always. And yes, this is one of the the leading newspapers, which had all the scripts, the regional scripts of India. And one of the scripts here you can see Sharda Lipi on the fifth line is Sharda Lipi. So this was one of the greatest achievements because before this, Sharda Lipi had never ever been seen on such a big platform. So this coming on the leading newspaper was a very major achievement for us. This is when we were recognized by Honorable Sudha Murthy ji. She had called us for and all the achievements that we had achieved so far. She wanted to uh, help us, support us, and this is during that one of the events. And she had helped us in setting up some roadmap for CST for the future. So we have been conducting workshops at offline workshops as well. So this is one of the workshops, the biggest one, I would say, the largest so far, which had around 150 students who had come across, from the all over the country to Sringeri Mutt, and a very successful workshop that we conducted in the year 2021. So this is a glimpse from that workshop. Yeah, you can go ahead, Rakesh.
Yeah.
So as you can see, this is some of the work done by our students. On the right hand side, it's the Srimad Bhagavad Gita written in Sharda script, and on the left, this is the Shiv Sutra written in Sharda Lipi. So you can see how beautiful, how beautiful the Sharda Lipi looks once you put it into use, and once you start making art out of it. You can see all the artwork that is written here is all in Sharda Lipi. You can see the Ganesh ji made on this paper using the Sharda Akshar. And some of the greetings on the bottom side are made by our students. These are some of the Hindu Navvarsh greetings and the Navre greetings that we call. And some of the festivals, like I think on the right hand side is the Krishna Janmashtami festival, and then the cards and notes written by our students. These are the samples from some of the manuscripts in Sharda Lipi. This is the work that we have been doing on the manuscript work that I was mentioning. So this is one of the very important manuscript that we were working on. And this is how the format is. This is how we do the transliteration, the line by line transliteration. You can see the Yes, I think we are done with it. You can stop the presentation.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, these are some references for research if you want a little bit. So these are some research scholars and their contributions in whatever years in the Sharda script. And this is where you can reach us. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we are on social platform also. And as Veronica ji also was mentioning, we are also registered NGO. It was December 2019 under the ATG. So we also have an ATG for organization. Okay, I think here we will stop the presentation. We will just take 5-10 minutes. If some students has any questions or in other things, then we will start our class. So Veronica ji, you will take the class today, right?
Yes, I'll take it.
Any questions from students? You can unmute.
Hi. No, as of now, no questions. Maybe going ahead, if there are, I'll definitely go ahead and ask. Thank you.
Thank you. Only one request from our side is have a continuity. it will be almost, I would say, around 14 to 15 sessions total. That means in 4 months or 3.5 months, we'll be able to complete it. But continuity is important, because if you miss one session, then it will be difficult to carry out other one. So any one session missed, then you'll not be able to cope up. Yes, you have to see the recording. If you're not able to take it, just look at the recording, but ensure that you continue the session and learn with us and be with us for those future sessions. Thank you. Okay. Rinika ji can take over now.
Okay. So I'll be sharing the screen with you all in a minute.
If anybody has any questions, we have Sneha ji is also here, who is all the host and co-host are the teachers here. So 1 minute, I think, yeah. So you can ask in between also. We will try to answer, and but the teacher will continue his classes. We can also take if you want us to basically stop somewhere, ask any doubts or anything, we can do that. Okay, over to you, Veronica ji.
Yes, just give me a second. Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope you all have the notebooks and the sketch pens and highlighters that we had put the message across in the group. So let's begin with the Sharda Varnamala. To begin first to start with, let's start with the.
Abhinav Kadambi has raised a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Can you please share with us any options for online writing, like the app that you're using on
Yeah,
screen
we will
right
share
now?
it.
We will do that.
We'll share it. It is a Sati Sir app. If you go to Google Play Store, if you search for Sati Sir, you will be able to find it, but I will share it in the group. Yes. Any questions also?
Thank you.
Let's continue this class. And I would say that if there is a small question, anything, yes, about how we write it, ask it. Any knowledge specific questions, let's get all those things in the group and we will try to answer those.
Okay, to begin with, we will start with a very auspicious letter before we start the Varnamala of Sharda Lipi, that is letter Om. So what I'll be doing is I'll be writing the Devanagari equivalent of Sharda so that you understand what letter I'm using. Otherwise, we can directly start with the Sharda letters also, but then you won't be understand which letter is what. So that's why I'm always writing the Sharda, the Devanagari equivalent of the Sharda letter. So this is Om in Devanagari. And to write in Sharda Lipi, what we do is start your pen from left to right. Then you make this stroke here. And from here onwards, we make a curve. We join it all the way up here. Get it back, down. Then you lift your hand, you lift your pen, and you draw the stroke on the top. And in the middle, you have a dot here. So if you notice, during the entire formation of this letter, I did not lift my hand. So this letter, usually when I'm writing it, I don't lift my hand. Otherwise, what happens is the strokes and the formation of the letter, it is somehow gets affected. So only when I lift my hand only when I have to go on the top and draw this the Ardha Chandra on the top. Any doubts so far? I'm forming it again. Just note the movements of my hand so that you understand how I'm doing it. Just follow the movement of the pen. This is Om, and now we will begin to any questions. We can clear the questions. Any doubts if you have. We are moving to the Varnamala now. We'll be taking the revision towards the end of the class as well. So don't worry if you're not getting any stroke right or anything. We will do that at the end of the class. So now I'm beginning with the Varnamala. So this is the first akshar of our Varnamala, that is A. Now I'm writing this in Sharda. This is my first stroke, a very small stroke here. Then I get it back. Then I'm making a round here. Then I'm taking it back up. Again, I'm not lifting my pen here and forming a round again here. Now, this is the Shirorekha on the top, which is covering the letter entirely. There are no gaps here. You will cover the letter entirely with the Shirorekha. So this is our A. I'll be writing it again. Again, note the movement of the pen. Now, few things here. These lengths and these breadths of these letters are very important. So if you'll see this part and this part, you see this part and this part, they both are having the same length. Lower part is not bigger or lower part is not smaller than the upper part. So make sure when you write this letter, you write it exactly the same way. Do not make this vertical line longer or shorter. Both the parts of the letter should be of the same height. I'm keeping the letter as it is there on the top, and I'm writing another one here, that is A. A will be very much similar to A, what we have done above. Same strokes. No difference here. Only when we come to this part, instead of the round that we're making here in A, we don't have a round here. What we have is so we have this small U matra kind of a stroke here. Okay, I'll draw it again. So instead of the round figure here, what we do is we make a shape like this and then the Shirorekha on the top. The shape, I'm going only drawing this shape, what we drew at the end here. So this is how it looks like. Okay, it is not parallel. It is a little curved towards upper or this upwards. And we are not joining this curve here. Keep this part open. There is a small opening here. And keep it as it is. Okay, let's move to the next letter. We can clear the doubts if you have any regarding the formation and the writing of the letters. This is E. So what we do with here in this case, we start with this stroke. Again, this is not closed. This is moving upwards. Okay. And on the top of this, we have this wave-like structure here. And now again, few things to remember. They are all in the same frame. What I mean is when I'm drawing this stroke at the bottom, And when I'm drawing the upper stroke, it's not going out of the frame. It is all staying inside. They're all coinciding with each other. See, this part and this part, they're all together. This and this are all together. The only thing is you don't have to join them. They'll stay apart, but would be in the same frame. This letter doesn't have a Shirorekha. So this is how it is written. Okay, I'll write it one more time. It goes up like this, and on the top, we have this wave-like structure. Right? Now we move to another one, that is E. The Dirgh swar of E. Here we start with the Shirorekha, and from the middle of this, we draw another stroke. And at the bottom here, you form this triangle. There are two dots on top of this. These two dots are right on the each side of this vertical stroke, equidistant from each other. I'll draw it again. The Shirorekha, the vertical stroke, and a triangle-like figure here, and two dots on the top. This is E. Moving on to next. U, the Laghu swar, U. Here, again, what we did in case of that Om, similar formation, the stroke like this, and then you get another stroke without moving your hand, lifting your hand, then the stroke goes like this. Instead of joining it here, we keep it open like this. One more time, I'll just form it again. Make sure when you are getting this stroke from down to upwards, so keep it a little longer. You don't have to get it right to the Shirorekha. Try to keep it a little below, but then the stroke, this tail, this stroke has to be a little longer. What I mean is don't keep it short like this. This is U, the Dirgh swar. Now you'll see the similarity between the letter U and U. Similar way. Now the only difference here is this tail that I'm drawing like this. Make sure that when you draw this tail, you don't start it from the middle here at this point. Lift your pen a little downwards and then start the tail from there. Not leaving this part, we are moving a little ahead of this part and then drawing this tail here. And then make sure then when you are drawing this part, it's parallel to this, the bottom of letter U. And the tail should be a little longer. Don't keep it short. You can stretch the tail a little longer, a little elongated tail, as compared to what we have in the Devanagari equivalent. This tail here is very short, but in Sharda Lipi, we have a little longer tail here. So I'm moving on to a next page. Next one we have is Re. This is Devanagari Re. And in Sharda, we start with the Shirorekha from the, not exactly from the middle. Take your pen a little towards the left side. This is Re. I'll draw it again. Not exactly from the center. What happens if you draw it from the center? This figure, the shape goes out, from the Shirorekha. So that is why it becomes a little incorrect. So you have to take your pen towards the left of the Shirorekha and then draw this shape. It's a curved U shape here at the bottom. It's not a straight angle. It's not any sharp angles here. Just a soft stroke like U. And then you stop it here, right here. It should be within the Shirorekha. This shape should be coinciding within the length of the Shirorekha. So the next one we have is Re. That was a Re and this is the Re. Although not very commonly used in our scripts and writings, but then you will find some of the manuscripts which has this letter as well. So that's why we have to learn it. In our usual writings, we don't use that. So the first stroke is similar to what we have above in case of Re. And there is one small stroke, an extra stroke here. Just keep some distance in between and then form another stroke here. It'll be a smaller, similar shape, but a smaller one. This one fits within the bigger loop. Once you draw this bigger loop, then you leave some distance here, start the stroke here and make a smaller loop here. The shape is same of both the loops. It's just that outer one is bigger and the lower inner one is little smaller. If you're forming this, the inner loop like this, it won't be incorrect. It can go a little further also, but not outside of the Shirorekha. In case you're making it like this, one second, I'll draw it. Here it is coinciding. Here it's all within the frame, but even if you go a little further ahead like this, doesn't matter. But then make sure that it doesn't go beyond the Shirorekha. Okay, so the next one is L. Again, this letter is not very commonly used. Only in some scriptures or manuscripts you will come across this letter. But we have to learn it since we are going to deal with a lot of manuscripts. So a Shirorekha, then from the left of the Shirorekha, we draw this vertical stroke. We leave some gap here and then we draw a very small stroke. And then this inverted S-like figure. Okay, I'm going to draw it again. The Shirorekha, the vertical stroke, leaving some gap. Just to place this inverted S-like figure, we draw this hook on the top and then we form this. This is L. So we'll be sharing some audio clips and the videos also with you. You'll understand how to pronounce some particular letters. I'm moving to the next one, which is re. The elongate sound at towards the end of E. R and re. Similar way, what we did here. Then we have another inverted S-like figure here. The only difference in this case is here towards the end of the Shirorekha, we draw a smaller triangle like this. Okay, I'll draw this again. Make sure you draw the Shirorekha a little longer because you have to fit this triangle to also at towards the end. This is a soft curved triangle. Make sure that you don't draw your triangle like this, sharp angle triangle. It's a soft curve here. And then you close it, you join it to the Shirorekha. This is how we draw re. Now the next one in the Varnamala is A. To begin with, we draw the Shirorekha on the top. Again, towards on the left of the Shirorekha, we draw this vertical stroke. And from the right of the Shirorekha, we draw this stroke here. So I'm going to draw this again, Shirorekha. Then on the left, I draw this stroke. Then from here, I join this right here to the Shirorekha and this vertical stroke. So they all meet here at this point. Now here, just one thing that you will need to understand is that this loop that I'm drawing here is not a straight loop. If you can see, it dips towards the right side and then it goes further like this. It doesn't dip in the center. This is not correct. What happens here is the dip is towards the right hand side a little bit and then it goes here. You see here, this dip comes here. Not exactly at the center. This. This is how you draw the shape. We'll be repeating all the letters towards the end, so don't worry. I'm just moving on to the next letter. I. Similar way, we start with the Shirorekha. Then the vertical stroke. Then again, we form this shape here. Again, the dip is towards this right hand side. And to finish, this is the matra A. What we have here in Nagari, this is how it is written in Sharda. Parallel line on the top of the letter. This represents the matra A. This becomes I. A, I. Writing it again for you. Rest of the shape remains the same. The only difference is the matra on the top. Make sure that the matra is parallel to the Shirorekha. And this is also again not extending towards the right or the left side. It should stay within the frame. Now, we're left with few more letters of the Varnamala. Swar, the vowels, and then we'll move to the Vyanjan tomorrow. This is O. This again you will find very similar to Om, letter Om, and U also. Same thing, we'll just get it here to the Shirorekha all the way up, and then from there we draw this vertical stroke. This is O. Begin with the Shirorekha, this stroke, round it up all the way up to the Shirorekha, get it down. Okay, this is O. So not much of a difference what you saw in Om. The only thing that we had the Chandra at the top. So this is how we write O. Now the next one, again very similar to what we have done earlier. Now here, just extend the Shirorekha from the right hand side. Okay, instead of starting from here, what I'm doing is I'm starting from here. So in this case, we were starting right from where we ended the Shirorekha. In this case, we need to leave some space behind from the right hand side, and then we draw the stroke. Rest of the things remains the same. Now here, why I left the spaces to draw this smaller loop towards the end. This loop is a round. It doesn't look like a triangle. It should look like a round figure towards the end. So what I'll do is I'll draw it again. Just draw the Shirorekha. Leave some space towards your right. The rest of the stroke, that remains the same. Take it all the way up, you get it down here. And here where you have left some space, you draw this smaller round. Okay. Then we are left with few anuswaras. And then we are done with the vowels. So this is with the Chandra Bindu. So you know how to draw A now, correct? So we'll be writing the A, which we have learned in the beginning. Similar way. Now the only difference here is that we have to draw this Chandra on the top. And as you must have noticed that in Sharda, we draw the Chandra inverted. Like here it is upwards, here it is downwards. All the Chandra Bindus are written downwards, inverted in case of Sharda. So this is how Ang is written. The Chandra Bindu is written in Sharda Lipi. Then another Anuswara with the Bindu. So that will remain the same. Bindu is written as it is. Here. Okay, just the Bindu on the top, and this becomes the Anuswara. And the last one is Ah, the Visarga. Again, that will also remain the same. The letter will not have any changes here. Letter will be as it is. The only difference, only thing that we add here is these two dots towards the end. It becomes the Visarga. Aha. So with this, we complete the vowels, Sharda vowels. Any doubt so far in terms of writing or anything? We can clearly quickly go through that, and then we can just write the letters again. I'll be quickly writing all the letters that we have done so far. No questions, nothing. So related to this, the writings or anything, the formation of the letters. If not, then I am quickly revising all
Is
the
there a
letters that we have done so far. Sorry, somebody was asking something. I heard somebody saying.
Is there a specific app you're using for writing that you're showing us on the screen for the past
The
30 minutes?
Oh, this is what I use the tool to write on my Android device.
What is the name
Simple
of the device,
MS
please?
Paint. This is just an MS Paint
No,
type of thing.
I'm using a different one today. I'm using from my Android tablet. This is Note Shelf from Samsung.
Note Shell. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but you write it in MS Word also. MS Paint also
Yes, thank you.
from your this Windows laptops. Yes. Okay, so I'm quickly going through all the letters that we have written so far. I'll be writing only the Sharda equivalent because now you must be familiar with all the letters that we have done so far, and maybe it will be a quick revision for you. I won't be writing the Devanagari equivalents, so you can just quickly revise what these letters are. So the first one, you all know this is Om now. Okay. A. Another one, A. Make sure when you draw this particular shape towards the end of A, you do not extend it toward on the right hand side. Just make sure that you take it upwards and stop right there. Do not extend it like this. What I mean is, it shouldn't look like somewhat like this. Try to keep it a very small stroke towards the end of this letter. Okay, E. The Lagu Swar E. Then we have the Dirgh Swar E. This is U. Then we have the Dirgh Swar U, where we need to draw this tail, leaving the space in this from the middle, taking the pen little downwards and drawing this tail. Then Ri, not starting from the middle, but from the left hand side of the Shirorekha, and we draw this U-like figure. The Dirgh Swar of Ri, similar way. Then you draw some again smaller stroke, similar to what we draw in the outwards, similar one out inwards also, but a smaller one. The next one, Re. Small stroke here. Then we have this inverted S-like shape here. This becomes Re. This is Re. The only difference here is this small triangle-like shape towards the end. Then A. From the left of the Shirorekha, we draw this vertical stroke. From the right, we take this another shape. We make a dip towards the right, and this is A. Similar way, I, vertical stroke, dip towards the right, take it all the way up to the Shirorekha, and then draw the matra parallel to Shirorekha, becomes I. Then O. We have been repeating this shape many a time, so you must be familiar with this now. O. Then Ow. As I mentioned, you leave some space towards the right, and then similar strokes here. And here you draw this small loop, becomes Ow. And then when we did the that Anuswara and the Visarga. So this is what we have learned in today's session, from O to Ah, the Visarga. Visarga, I'll just show in at towards the end. Just go through this, all the letters. We'll be sharing the teaching material also with you, the videos and the audio clips also, so that you can practice at your end. Okay, just for the Visarga, I'm just quickly showing the Visarga and the Anuswaras. For the Chandrabindu, just the Bindu on the top. Sorry, I forgot the Chandra. And this is just the Bindu. And for the Visarga, 2 dots towards the end. Any questions or any doubts? Please go ahead. We have our other teachers also with us. We have Sneha ji, we have Nidhi ji also who has joined us now. So please go ahead if you have any doubts.
Veronica ji, you can instruct students how to do the homework. They can submit it on the WhatsApp. I think there are not many students, so we can do the correction on WhatsApp also.
Yes. So what you can do is now to practice, and you can submit whatever you have practiced. The assignment is all the letters that we have learned today. You write them in your notebook, take a photograph of the same assignment of the page, and put it on the WhatsApp group that we have created, because we have only 7 or 8 students. So you can directly put it on the WhatsApp group and it will be corrected by our teachers right there. And if there are any corrections or anything, we'll notify you there in the app itself, WhatsApp itself.
Please practice on a notebook and write all those alphabets. You can write many times. You can write like in a row or columns, whatever way you want. And
Send a
submit.
sample sheet of an assignment. That
Yeah,
is
that will
that
be
is
good.
how we usually do the assignment. So I'll send the sample sheet on WhatsApp group. You can similarly do that, and just make sure that you upload the picture, the image directly. Don't convert it into PDF or anything, because the correction becomes difficult later on. It's easier to correct on the image itself.
Okay. I think any questions before we close this session?
No.
Okay, then I think Veronica ji, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone joining.
Thank you.
See you all tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.